Good evening, and welcome to A Moment in History. I'm your host, Jenny Wilson. This year's presidential election promises to be a fierce battle between George W. Bush and his Democratic challenger. But for the most hotly contested battle for the presidency in U.S. history, you have to go all the way back to 1952. After successfully guiding the United States through the end of World War II and the boom years that followed, Harry S. Truman retired to his farm in Missouri in 1952 to take up inventing. His first invention was the underwater car, which caused quite a stir when unveiled, but never quite caught on with the public. World War II hero Dwight D. Eisenhower was the Republican candidate for president. The Democrats, desperate for a big name to counter the immensely popular Eisenhower, nominated founding father Thomas Jefferson. Most people thought that Jefferson had been dead for 119 years, but he had in fact been resurrected through the new technology developed by the Nazis and confiscated during the Berlin invasion. Republicans complained that even though he may now be alive, he had already served his 2 terms. But the Democratic-controlled Congress hastily repealed the 22nd Amendment, effectively removing the 2-term limit. Jefferson proved to be so popular with the voters that Republicans were forced to take drastic measures. Vice presidential candidate Richard Nixon had some friends of his steal the carefully guarded resurrection technology from scientists staying at the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C. They used the technology to resurrect Jefferson's arch nemesis, Napoleon Bonaparte. Nixon and Bonaparte conspired to create a military crisis by having 46,000 radioactive sheep from Nevada dropped on Mount Rushmore from an airplane. They would then blame Canada for the bombing, hoping that U.S. voters would be so upset at sharing 3,000-mile border with a sworn enemy that they would be forced to vote for a military hero, Eisenhower, to protect them. Famous aviator Charles Lindbergh was recruited for the job. On June 30th, 1952, Lindbergh flew over Mount Rushmore and dropped his cargo. Nuclear sheep rained down onto the rocks, causing a 10-kiloton detonation that wiped out the South Dakota Monument, much of the surrounding hillside, and caused fully cooked mutton to fall from the sky as far away as Bismarck. This awakened Godzilla, who stormed through the—
Stop this right now.
What's the problem?
Jenny, come out here.
Why are you interrupting me? I'm trying to inject some seriousness into this show and show everyone that I'm not so ditzy, and you're really messing that up.
Jenny, all of this is wrong. It's not even close to the truth.
Sure it is. It's what I remember from high school.
All wrong.
All of it?
All of it.
Even the nuclear sheep?
Especially the nuclear sheep.
I feel so silly.
Hey, don't worry. Why don't you go home and take a nice bath?
With bubbles?
Sure. You can have all the bubbles you like.